Hello everyone, my name is Assembly, and you're watching the Genderqueer channel. Today is Wednesday, which means it's once again time for me to fill in. I nearly forgot today, which would have been unfortunate, but here I am. Today's topic is, do you think genderqueer should be included in the general transgender umbrella? I think that's the topic for this week. Yeah, I think it should, quite frankly. I think that these terms are ambiguous enough to be included all in each other. I think queer is all-encompassing, and genderqueer is a part of that. Okay, so I don't really know how to address this topic, but when I first heard of genderqueer, it was because of this individual who told me that that's how they identified. And I've never heard this term before, really at all. I've heard of queer and all these things, and lesbian and transgender and all these terms, but never have I heard of genderqueer. And I haven't heard of androgynous either. My only experience of androgynous, even though I am fairly androgynous, my only experience of androgynous was Pat from SNL. And so my immediate reaction to hearing this person tell me that they're genderqueer, and I'm embarrassed to say this, was, boy, that's obscure, isn't it? In my head, I of course didn't tell them this, and I myself identify as genderqueer now, but at the time, I thought it was a little bit obscure. And I think hetero acceptance of queerdom, be that transgender queerdom or any sort of queerdom, is slow. I think we're just becoming post-Ellen, to use that cliche, and our acceptance of even gay people is just coming to be and is still lacking. And I think it used to be that gay people and butch and all these things and sissy boys and everything challenged gender in the public's mind. And I think challenging of gender has been assigned to, in the public's mind, transgender people or transsexual people. I don't think the public has heard of genderqueer. So I think it belongs in transgender. I think anyone who makes themselves aware of gender, be it to perform another one or just understand it, I would consider them transgender, just for the fact that they're transcending gender in some way. And I think genderqueer people have to challenge gender, because for me that's who I am, very deeply. And in that sense, I'm genderqueer and transgender. I think the two experiences have a lot more overlap than people believe. And I believe in the public mind, the gay experience, which is what's in the public mind, has a lot more overlap with the transgender and the genderqueer experience than we're made aware of. And yeah, so I'm proud to be part of the transgender umbrella, in that I will be continually challenging gender and the social. What's challenging gender now in the public mind is transgender. It's less gay. It's more transgender. So in that sense, yes, I think genderqueer should be considered transgender. But so that's this topic. I want to address the topic that I missed a couple of Wednesdays ago, which was which kind of, I think, is interrelated a little bit. Which is I believe it was genderqueer and birth sex. Are there more people who are born female-bodied than male-bodied, which is seems to be the assumption? I don't know. I know it's circles I'm in, and in the circles I'm in, I've seen more people who are female-bodied, I think. But I don't really know if that's true. So I'm not going to speculate whether it's true or not, but I'll tell you about one feeling I have about it. I think gender, I think, okay, so for me, I'm genderqueer / androgynous. That's always how I describe myself, because I'm genderqueer and I'm also really androgynous looking. And I think that's how people relate to me. People who don't know what genderqueer is, they'll at least know what androgynous is, and we can relate on that level. But I'm also fairly masculine in appearance, and I think there is a prevailing movement for things to be androgynous. There's a prevailing movement towards masculinity for androgynous, and I think that speaks to how normalized masculinity is in society. And I think people who present in a feminine way are considered to be gendered, whereas people who don't are considered ungendered and normal. Just because you wear baggy clothes and shop in the men's department, this doesn't make you ungendered. In fact, it makes you masculine gendered. But it's easier to move in that direction because I think of how normalized it is for masculine to be considered ungendered. You have studies about how women's brains are different, which speaks to that. You have endless attitudes that speak to that. Attitudes like well, you must have an iron deficiency because of menstruation, which isn't necessarily true. Link below. The title, not link below, whatever. So I think people who present masculine, people who present oppositional to how they were raised, that being female-bodied people, are more likely to be considered fucking with gender, I think, and therefore are more likely to fall into genderqueer. I think. I'm not sure. It's real interesting. I would like to see some metrics. Quite frankly, I'd like to see some statistics. How many feminine people consider themselves transgender? How many feminine presenting people consider themselves genderqueer? There's a big. Oh, my roommate's here, so. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
We're here.